This is the ninth portfolio update for my TD Ameritrade portfolio. We are currently sitting at $4,629.44, and it is the second week of February, and we're going to be going over all the stuff that I've done in the past week. So let's start off in the positions, see what we got going on here. A couple things you'll notice is I have a short call on Ford. So we're back on Ford, and I'll explain why in a moment. So I have 100 shares of Ford, as you can see here. I have a share of Google, and I also have 33 shares of Jeppy. I also have a short call on SPY, a long call on SPY, and yeah, so let me just get into this and explain everything that's going on here. So let's actually go to the transactions list. So first thing we got this week was the Jeppy dividend. We got $7.55 for the shares we had at the time. I think we had around, I don't know, maybe 15 shares of Jeppy, and we got paid that $7.55. From there, we continued to dollar cost average into Jeppy every day. 1 share on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, and then you'll see also on Tuesday I bought 100 shares of Ford. Now let me explain why that is, and also let me open up TradingView real quick so I can explain it in better detail. But basically Ford is giving out a special dividend. So normally they give out a 15-cent dividend per share, and so they're still doing that, and their dividend is here, as you can see. But on top of that 15-cent dividend, they're giving out a special 65-cent dividend per share on top of that. So as you can see here, 80 cents per share in dividends is distributed, or at least is qualified today. So I bought the shares around, let's see, it was around here on the 7th. So at the end of the market close right here on the 7th, I bought shares, bought 100 of them, and I sold a covered call the next day when the market opened, and then I also qualified for the dividend. So there's an 80-cent dividend, which with 100 shares equates to $80, and then I sold a $23 short call. But yeah, so the reason why I bought Ford is so I could capture that huge dividend and also sell some covered calls on it, and yeah, just try and make some extra cash for the month. Because as you can see, I sold it for $21, so I made $21 on this short call. Continued to dollar cost average into Jeppy. Made a $110 deposit into my account, as you can see here, and then bought 4 shares of Jeppy. And then this here, so there's this is a really strange thing, but this 65-cent dividend for some reason changed the price of the stock. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but as soon as the ex-dividend date came, the whole stock just shifted down by 65 cents for some reason. And I don't know why that is. I think it's because it's a special dividend. Maybe it's stock-based compensation, not cash paying. But something weird like that went on, and it basically screwed up my call option. As you can see, the strike price is $12.85. It used to be $13.50. So I'm really not sure what's up with that, but that's what this option position change here is. So it moved from $13.50 strike to the $12.85, because you can see here $13.5 call became a $12.85 call. From there, dollar cost averaging again, and I've doubled my dollar cost averaging for each day, and I'll go over my new portfolio look. I kind of updated a lot of things, but if we go to Jeppy here, you can see I'm now doing 4 shares every single day, regardless. Like I used to do 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday. Now I'm just cranking up to 4. I really want to get that passive income rolling. I want to be able to sell calls. You can see I'm up overall, and you can also see my total income, which was a $7.55 dividend, is here. But yeah, and then you'll see this. So removal of option due to expiration. So these are 4 SPY options that expired, completely worthless. I don't think it tells you if it was. Oh yeah, so you can see this is a short call, this is a short call, this is a long call, this is a long call. So I opened up an Iron Condor last week. I don't know if it was in the video or not. It might have been. But I opened up an Iron Condor last week on SPY, and that ended up expiring completely worthless. I opened it for $9 of credit, and I made the full $9, as you can see here, which is 4.5% on the collateral of $200. So this spread expired completely worthless. So far, we're doing really good with spreads. As you can see, I made $11 off spreads, which is 5.5% return on the $200 of collateral needed to open the spread. And yeah, so I'm moving towards starting to use Iron Condors, and the reason for that is I can have a lower delta position but have a higher premium. So I really don't see why I wouldn't use Iron Condors. So that's really good. We're doing the weekly Iron Condors. If we look at the monthly SPY spread, this spread is doing really well so far, like really, really well. If I pull up TradingView, you'll see that SPY is trading at 408.04. This is the break even and the expiration date for my credit spread up here. But 408.04. So if we look on the chart here, today is the 11th, so 408.04 on this chart is about $14 that we've made so far on this credit spread, which is really good. So $14 up in just the first week, which is just great. It's a really good, nice like boost to income with very low risk. So it's just very nice to have. And yeah, so that's all the plays I made this week. Now we can go over the actual updates to the portfolio itself. You can see I have this nice little sort of landing page area. You can see our overall gain is negative 143, which is negative 3%. Here's the total value. And so what's interesting about this is I used to be down like 70. I think you'll remember that. But when I bought the Ford shares, the price went down the next day by the exact amount that the dividend was paying, so about $65. And you can see that over here on I made a new section called Covered Calls on Ford. You can see I'm down basically the same amount as the dividend is, which is $65. And so that was something I didn't know would happen, but luckily we're still going to get paid that $80. But we're going to get paid it on the 1st of March, so we have to wait a little while. But this is just a temporary loss that'll get fully made up by this dividend plus more. And also the covered call will even help boost this even more. So we're going to get basically paid $101 with $69 of loss. So we're going to come out very profitable on this. It's just a matter of waiting, really. So yeah, as you can see, this is pending. Once that gets paid, though, I'll be pretty good. I think my goal currently is to go green by the end of March, and I guess the end of February. Sorry. So like by about March 5th, I'm hoping to be in the green, which I think is entirely possible. If you look down here, here's the projected income calendar. You can see the latest date on here, which I actually need to move this, is March 5th. So you see that from now until I get paid $170, there's 22 days. So in 3 weeks, I'm going to get paid $170, and my current P&L is negative $140. So in theory, in the next 3 weeks, I will go green, which is about March 5th, as you can see is the latest date. So this includes a weekly credit spread, this short call on Ford, another weekly credit spread, hopefully another short call on Ford. If not, though, the P&L is still greater than our overall. But we're hoping to get another short call in on Ford before I get assigned further another SPY credit spread, because I'm doing them weekly, and I'm targeting about $8, but I can do a lot more than that, so I'm not worried about that. That's really a low ball estimate. $80 on the Ford dividend, and finally $30 on the monthly JEPI dividend. And since we're cranking up the amount that we're buying in JEPI, we should have about, I want to say it's like 80 shares by the end of the month, which will pay a huge, huge dividend of probably about $40 to even $50, $60 by the end of the month. So what's good is that a lot of this is a low ball estimate of that, and it's still much greater than our P&L, which gives me a lot of hope that by the end of the month we'll be in the green, which I'm very excited for. There was a little bit of a period of time where I was thinking I wouldn't go green because I misread the Ford dividend, as you can see here. Let me find it. Hold up. So it says March 23. So I read that as I was going to get paid the $80 on the 23rd of March. And so I would have had to wait an additional 3 weeks before I got paid that $80, which would have been really bad. But I came back to the chart and I read it as Wednesday the 1st. So I realized that I'm actually getting paid this dividend on the 1st of March, which is huge because that means that, like I said, by the 5th of March, I should be back in the green. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so plans for the next week, I'm just going to let this spread keep decaying away like it is currently. For this, I'm going to open another Iron Condor, or I'm going to open a spread. It depends. After CPI comes out, I'm going to open some kind of spread trade for the this Friday. So we're going to do that. I'm going to keep buying 4 shares of JEPI every single day. I'm going to keep tracking the covered call on Ford here, just managing the position. Google, I don't know. This was kind of just a joke, but it ended up going pretty badly. I'm just gonna hold it. There's no point in selling it. It's like 90 bucks for a share, so we're kind of chilling on that. Over here you can see I totally revamped everything. I made everything look colorful and easily readable compared to the last version. And I also added this monthly breakdown. I used to have a monthly breakdown. You'll probably remember that. I used to have like a bar graph of all the different months, but I wanted to completely redo that, make it fresh, make it feel good. So as you can see here, I'm just tracking every single trade I open and close during the month, adding up the dividends and premium I get for the month, and then showing my net gain or loss for the month. So I think this is just a much better way of tracking it, a lot more information, a lot easier to read, understand. So yeah. And then yeah, so I mean, you can see all the information here, got all the chart data. So aside from that, everything is pretty similar. But yeah, so see you in the next video.